Okay, as like I said, I just gotta get that little bit of a name tag up real quick. There we go, because the barcode in the bottom left corner of the map is gonna be the Green Zerg player, best known from Evil Geniuses as Jaedong.
In the right, as the Red Terran, it's YoDa Prime. So you say best known as Jaedong, and I'm like, there's nothing else he's known by.
What if he's got
That's
some nickname? You
that's
don't know
his
that.
name.
What if someone calls him Little Dong or something? Like he's best known as Jaedong.
I
So I'm not incorrect, and in your
don't
face,
I don't think that's a
you should just go ahead and remove your foot from your mouth right now, Zombie. Gosh, embarrassing. All right, so giggle fit aside, guys. It's the last best of three. We just saw Joshi make it through to the round of 8. One of these two players will join him, and one will sadly fall out of the tournament. Our tournament as well, for those who don't know, can boast a very proud $4,000 prize pool. There's going to be $50 per player in the round of 8, bare minimum. So, I mean, you play one group stage, you get through. That's like winning I don't know, a Go for StarCraft on like a Monday or something. Hey, speaking of which, we might be casting that a little bit later. I don't know yet. But as far as this is concerned, of course, the eyes are not on the round of 8. Your eyes are on the grand prize, $2,000 for first place. And over the next 3 days, or, well, I guess 2 days, not including today, we're going to find out who exactly is going to lock down that prize. As well, if you haven't heard, one of the cool things we're possibly toying around with is sort of an in-game trophy system, where players who win our tournaments can, for at least when we cast them with our map mods, permanently have something altered about it. So, for example, if Jaedong were to win this tournament, he could then select to have a roach skin that was unique to him and nobody else. So maybe the primal roach from the campaign mode, or something different. It would be something that only the observers could see and not the players, and it's just, again, this really cool thing that we learned we could do with GameHeart recently. So it would be really cool to see what we can get done with it. But the winner of this tournament will be the first one to receive the honors of that. So in all future games we cast of them, you know, it could possibly be for an IEM or a Zotac Cup. I mean, if we see them, we can share our mods, that we just have that really cool trophy last through.
that's super cool. Really wonder what the
Don't
options are.
downplay it. I think it's really awesome.
No, it is really cool. I just want to know what the options are going to be, you know? Like having the skins that are...
We could create a custom skin, but the problem is I don't know
Yeah.
anyone who does 3D modeling.
Yeah, you really don't know anyone just
I don't
3D
know
mod-
anyone who does 3D modeling. The one person I thought I knew that would maybe ask can't even crop pictures properly, so I couldn't ask her.
That's not 3D modeling.
It's you being bad at Photoshop.
What was it that I couldn't crop?
I think it was like
forget.
solar or something. Like you give me the picture back and it's like all these white speckles and like you just magic wanded out or something. But okay, anyways, silliness aside, guys, getting in this matchup, Deadwing's a pretty darn big map, and Jaedong doesn't do anything risky. We don't see him dive for a faster third command center, and for this I applaud him, because it's all kinds of messy last time we saw that happen.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, we've seen Deadwing, Merry-Go-Round, Overgrowth, and King Sejong. That's right. Yeah, so no outlying maps again. It's just it's kind of it hurts me so much.
It's heartbreaking not to see Catalina, I know.
I want to see Foxtrot as well. Don't be hating on. Well, no.
Actually,
yeah.
I think personally of all our intros we have, Foxtrot Labs is my favorite. I'm just going to say that outright, but the Catalina one's the most fun, without question.
There's gotta be some reason that Terrans are putting the wall like this now. You know, like some reason, super secret, cool reason.
Well, I mean, you technically can't bust a geyser, so including as part of your wall is part of the wall that can never be taken down, I guess. I mean, you're right, it's weird, it's different, and we're used to seeing standard bunker and 2 depots, but we've definitely been seeing this a lot more commonly, especially through things like the Alima League, where we're getting a lot of Terran players come out over there, like, holy moly. Holy moly.
Yeah, yeah.
I love, by the way, just side note, at the GSL live tweets that Olivia was doing, Holy Moly from Axiom, she like hashtag Holly Molly for like she forgot her own lunch or something. It's my favorite moment. It wasn't even about player results. It was that tweet. But I love what Jaedong's doing right now, tearing down these rocks. We didn't see this last time, and I kind of commented on it very loosely back then, but it is quite common on Deadwing to have Terran players abuse these back rocks. A tank drop, a couple of Marines, you try and harass the natural base with it using the rocks as your cover. If you take these down soon enough, obviously that's not going to be a problem. But we don't actually have YoDa gearing up for a faster tank. Instead, he's going with the Banshee and Hellions, about as standard as it gets. But it doesn't detract from Jaedong to take these down. It's just queens that would have others sitting idly waiting for energy.
Yep. YoDa is gonna go for Banshees. Not a big surprise. And I also think he's gonna go for Mech. No, we go for Sim. Damn. We waited 5 seconds to say that. So this is the first time we're going to see YoDa go bio today.
Yeah, this is, I'd say, good for Jaedong though. I mean, Jaedong is really good at playing the standard matchup for this anyways, but he never was really given an opportunity versus Joxi. You know, we had the 2 racks, we had a bit of awkwardness. I mean, there wasn't really a situation where he was on, you know, 70 drones, 90 drones happily mining and throwing banelings out left and right. Deadwing's one of these maps, though, where you can definitely get away with that. If you remove the threat of these rocks early on, if you are just consolidated enough to keep focus here and have good creep spread, I mean, you're not going to have an attack that comes barreling down this natural and catches you completely off guard. I mean, it happened last time because there was no banelings, and it was literally like a 1 second difference of win or defeat there, but definitely not the same situation this time around. Lots of queens out here to deal with the Banshee as well. Cloak is going to finish up, and this kind of sucks because Layer's not here, but a Spore Crawler starts up, and this should keep the Banshee from absolutely destroying Jaedong.
Upgrade's going to be a little farther ahead for Jaedong as well. It's nice. The drones actually are dying. Pretty, how many so far? 6 so far, and a couple of lings as well. That's really not so bad for a Banshee. 1 Banshee with Cloak. I think that's all YoDa did get. Oh, there's a second one on the way. Oh, this purple there. I can't do that much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is removed from effectiveness for the game. We always, there's so many situations where it pop, whether it's Baneling being exposed, whether it's Banshee slowing on against roaches. I mean, keeping these alive, if they don't kill drones, is certainly a good thing.
Yeah, definitely true. You know, if their queens aren't dealing with the Banshees over, they're going to get really great creep spread. Deadwing, pretty easy. There's not a whole lot of ramps. There's one really, really wide arc. We actually have a Roach Warren coming down. That's weird. He's obviously dedicated to Lings already and is getting a Spire.
I don't disapprove of the option of having roaches, but I just don't see a situation where he's going to use these effectively this late, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I really like when people throw in the Roach Warren early, because then you're like, okay, I don't know if Hellings are coming, but you can suddenly make roaches. Whereas now it's kind of like, you're not going to go roaches into following up Banshees.
Yeah, it's weird. Very weirdly timed. We have seen Roach Baneling and then Mutas. Like, you're going to do an attack on 3 bases, and then you actually did enough damage that you're able to macro out of it. But to get the Spire and then Roach? Well, oh well. He's not even using it. Did he cancel it? Is that what happened? It's like, I don't know why I made that. Looks like he did cancel it.
I think that's probably the best reasoning, because it is one of those things we didn't really need them. But Banshees do manage to slip around here to the south. There's a Spore Crawler up, but the Overlord saw this coming as well. So these will probably get a couple of drone kills, but I don't imagine too many. The creep spray for Jaedong, by the way, looks absolutely fantastic. For the 11-minute mark, some of it's going to get cleaned up by this stim. That was such a needless stim, actually. Oh my god, he's got no medevacs in the front line. That was for YoDa's sake, that's actually kind of a big mistake. He's down 2 stims, so these Marines are pretty weak.
Yeah, this is really dangerous. You know, Jaedong probably won't have an overwhelming amount of Banelings right now, but it's possible he could have. I mean, really, Jaedong is the type of guy that will try. I mean, he has in the past, actually, like, you know, not gotten a Spire and rather gotten just a lot of Ling Baneling to just push back this attack as hard as possible, things like that. But he does go in now on creep.
It takes about half the Hellbats, but the other half are left here in the south. I don't know if you realize that or not. So the Banelings don't get the best connects. Will clean this up, but loses a lot of his own army as this trades this out.
Yeah. You thought it would have gone better for being on creep. Important thing is that he pushed it back. Mutas are on the way. Upgrades are on the way too. For some reason, YoDa doesn't have +2 armor along with +2 weapons.
I'd say it's definitely less of a priority if you're worried about Banelings. But I mean, there's gonna be Zerglings in play, so.
But
yeah.
it can't be a logical choice. I mean, it can't be a choice that he was just like, oh, I don't need it in a regular TDZ.
Well, I am wondering
because of the build.
Well, I'm wondering because of the timing of the medevacs. Maybe it was one of those situations where you had to pick, you know, +1 upgrades with that medevac coming out and you just never fixed it.
I am wondering about, like, if maybe the Banshees made the gas way too low.
Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna be a little bit lopsided, so not what we usually see. But yeah, I don't know if it is gonna play that big of a role.
Well, Jaedong is still fighting on creep, so it's on his terms, and he's always going to be able to take the best engagements when that's the case. As you pointed out, he does have a nice upgrade lead coming to the mid-game. 2-2 versus 2-1. This is actually a huge difference when it comes to Zerglings, not so much for Banelings. The Zerglings will actually be able to do considerably more damage to these Marines should they get the surround off, but that's a lot easier said than done. YoDa's got quite a few Widow Mines, and It's not going to be easy for Jaedong to simply walk into this army.
No. Creep spread really, you know, it has died down a lot. It's going to clear up the left side, however. It'll take a little more time. Jaedong goes into an invitation pit pretty quickly here. Guess he feels rather confident. Unless he's going to try and go for Swarm Hosts. I don't think I've seen Jaedong try that before.
It's a risky style, to say the least. I would applaud his use of it if he could make it work, but I've definitely seen lots of good Zerg players go for it and then just flub on it entirely. So I don't know if this is something practiced or not, but it's game 1 in this last best of 3. Everything's going to be on the line for him, and if he is going to go for Swarm Host, I really hope it's well prepared. This wall is actually not a wall, even if the depots were up. Oh, that's a bit odd. YoDa's going to turn around a little bit for this, but I'm waiting for that Hive Tech to come up. It just seems so weird to go Swarm Host, but Bailey's rolling from the north. Wastes like 7 into that Marauder. A small mistake out of Jaedong is going to cost him a good chunk of his army here on the ground. Thor does fall. We'll see if this split's going to be enough. It's off of Creep. YoDa with the control. YoDa with the dodges right now. Right now, Jaedong cannot keep up with this in the medevacs. Well, they get killed, but the Mutalisk can't engage those Marines.
Well, that was a little bit of an odd choice for Jaedong to commit right there. But YoDa, those splits are fantastic. The last side, Widowmine was also really quite lucky. Luckily, Jaedong is on 4 bases, so he remaxes pretty quickly. That invitation pit was for a Hive, not Swarm Hosts.
Thank goodness. I really was going to be... I mean, Jaedong doing Swarm Hosts in general, even like ZVP has never been too impressive.
He's not nearly as bad as he was.
No, I'm not saying... I'm just saying, like, it's something I really didn't have confidence in. He's going to lose so many mutants to take on one Thor. It's a nice pickoff, but perhaps a little too dedicated. I'm a little bit worried about that Baneling count, not quite as high as we might want to see, and his Baneling control has been, I don't know, not amazing. We've seen him definitely send some Banelings into bad engagements like that Marauder, but YoDa's still tentative to come with the creep, and I don't blame him. Setting up his own Widowmine sort of border, somewhere for him to retreat to, should he be able. I'm surprised we actually don't see him hugging that cliff, going for some kills, but meanwhile, Zerglings do cut off the reinforcements, get a nice surround on a couple of these Marines. Widowmine's about to go off, doesn't actually go off on much of anything. Friendly fire kills a Marine, and that's about it.
These counterattacks not really doing a whole lot. Not even necessarily buying time, as YoDa wasn't exactly rushing on to creep to kill Jaedong. But you bring up a really good point in that, you know, YoDa has just taken away the right side of creep entirely. So he does actually have a straight shot to that little ledge. And that's a big deal. When you have that ledge, it's very, very hard to break and very easy to deny mining.
You know, one of the things I'm thinking about too is back in the series versus Joshi, for those who missed it earlier this morning, Jaedong had some very immaculate control, to say the least. The perfect Baneling splits, the perfect Zergling dodges. We may not be seeing that represented right now, but this could just be him warming up to that point where he turns on all the fire. But third base is under a lot of pressure. He does have a 4th and a 5th to retreat to should he need to. Gets the Mutalisk over here towards that planetary, but the Zerglings, the Banelings trying to roll in. It's a hallway of death for both players. We'll see who comes out a little more dead. Banelings wrap around right past those Marines. Good control of the Banelings, but can't quite get off of creep. Back at home, though, or looks like he will drive off the Mutalisks. Not a lot of drones killed, not a lot of SCVs dead for this particular attack, but still, Jaedong cannot continue to mine from this base.
The upgrades are on the way. Jaedong going up to where sometimes you just never see a Zerg player get to at all, but it's like he doesn't have enough money to really use it. Is he going to clean it up here? He's got to.
Yeah, I mean, 3-3 adrenal glands, these are all definitely tools he needs, but he's down like a third of the supply of YoDa. 129 supply versus 43 when it comes to the army value. That's what I can't stop staring at. I mean, Jaedong could have transferred these drones over to his 5th, and quite frankly, I'm shocked he didn't. He's going to tap out. There's a little too much. YoDa will take game number 1.